Okay, guys, it's Friday actually. Wow, I just forgot for a second. It is Friday and it's around 12:30. I may or may not have just actually left my room this morning, knowing, even though I knew I had a lot to do. But yeah, so there's a lot to do for tomorrow. I have to be there. Before they told us that we could be there at I think it was around 9:30, 10, which is actually really good for a festival time to start setting up. It doesn't start till 12, which makes sense. Like, have your stuff up by, I don't know. For me, it might take me around 2 hours to set up. Some people, it's quicker, depends on what you have. For me, it's a lot just because of my canvases. I have to, hook them up on this thing, which I will film for you guys, but yeah, so it takes me a while, but still, being there around 9:30, I would still have enough time to unload and set up. So, but they have fire marshals that have to come and check all of our spaces. So we have to be set up by 10 now, so we have to be there by 8. So that got pushed back 2 hours, which, it's fine. I'm used to getting up that early for festivals, or that early just in general, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so we have to do that. And I just have a lot to do. Again, I'm still in school, so it's kind of hard finding the time to get everything done. But one thing I love to do personally is make checklists, because I just feel like checking them off is so much easier. So yeah, I'm going to do that real quick, and you guys can just see everything else I have to get done. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to do. Of course, it's not in order. I just kind of write what's in my head. There might be things I add. It's a lot. It's not specific to what I need to do. It's kind of just general stuff. And when I said count everything, I think I was trying to say inventory, but I couldn't think of the word at the time. But yeah, I do need to make sure I know everything that I have, so I know what I sell. I know, in case anything, not that I think anything would get taken, but in case anything gets taken, or, something happens, I just know what I have. If I lose something, I want to know how much I have and how much I have after the event. That's really important, especially when you have to do taxes and you just want to make sure that everything matches up, all the numbers match up. So I normally make a sell, I'll wrap it up for them depending on what it is, put it in a bag, and after they leave, I'll normally write down what I sold, and if I named it, I'll write down the name of it. I do like to remember, or for the most part, I remember every name of the piece, just because, I made it, it's like my baby, so I'm gonna remember the name most of the time. Sometimes I do forget, but so I just like to write it down, know what I sold. So definitely just make sure that you know everything. If you're gonna do one of these type of things, it's really important just to keep track of everything. But I think first off, I'm probably, see, the thing is, I have all this to do, but on the side, I'm trying to film and edit a few videos at the same time, so I was having some work I was doing on my laptop, so I might finish that up first, and then start with getting all my paintings together and signing them. And I'll just show you what I do for those, depending on the piece, the color. I normally just use a black fine point pen, depending on how big it is. If it's a larger one, obviously I want my signature to show, so I'll use a permanent marker. And if it's dark, I'll use a gel pen. And I usually do that, and then I'll show you what I put on the back of the piece. I just like to make sure that it has enough of my information on it so people know that I did make it. I don't want it, going around getting other people's names on it. So I actually do sign the back of the actual canvas, and then I sign on the board. It's just to keep precautions, because a lot of artists' work gets stolen, especially on social media and stuff. So I just want to make sure that at least the actual piece is mine, because I do sell my originals. I don't sell prints of canvases yet. I'll come back to you guys when I'm done with doing my stuff on my laptop, and I'll update you on time, and I'll let you know what I'll be doing next. So I just finished editing the video, and I think it took me about an hour or so. It's currently 2:10. I did stop to eat in between because I hadn't eaten all day, so it takes me about an hour, depending on how long the video is, how much cutting I have to do, I have to wait for my computer to process it, so it's a whole process in between. But I brought up all my paintings. If you guys can't see them, I have them all like around me here. I have my bigger ones over there. And I'm going to be signing them. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that. I can give you an example. Like with the little ones, I don't name because they're, I mean, you have to think of the name. Sometimes it just comes to me because something relates in my head, but I'm not going to sit here for a long time and thinking of a name. I mean, they're small paintings too. But for these, I actually don't sign them on the front because I don't know which way like they would like to hang it up. The bigger ones, I go ahead and just sign them because it's too much trying to do all that when you sell it. But these, if they ask me to sign them on the front, that's fine. But I usually just do something like this on the back. And this is, guys, how most of the back of my paintings look. You can't really help that unless you want to tape it all off. But that is so much extra work for no reason. You can, some people do finish them off by painting it over, which I have done in the past. But then a lot of people started telling me that they liked it messy because it kind of just added its own little thing to it. So I decided to leave it that way. And I personally don't mind it being messy. Sometimes it bothers me, so I'll cover it, but most of the time it doesn't. But yeah, I just end up putting this like RSCS, as you guys can see here, which stands for Rachel's Creations. And then I just go by Rachel McDougald. So it's not just RSCS because that could be anything. And yeah, so I usually do that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sign this one with gold. This is a glass piece. Let me face this so you guys can actually see it. And yeah, I just have a ton of stuff around, guys, because it's just, you know, it's just hectic. I'm going to sign this. And this one you have to press as well, so I'm going to like test it. Oh no, this one might be stuck. I'm going to go in with a different one then. You know what, this might work. This light blue one. I haven't opened this yet, so I'm going to open it real quick. So I'm just going to sign this. And I like that. It looks nice on the painting. So you guys see how like small that is, but it still stands out just in the corner. And then I'm going to go ahead on the back. I'll just go with the same color. And I'm going to go RSCS. And I like to do this one larger. And I'm going to go by Rachel McDougald, which is my name if you guys didn't know. I actually really love this color. This probably look nice on a lot of my blue paintings because your girl uses blue all the time. So yeah, that's that. And those glass pieces I'm going to be wrapping in bubble wrap so they stay protected. So I don't really care which way I do it. Normally I'll pick the way that I think the painting should go. So I would probably hang this one up this way. So I'll flip it over this way. And I'll just write RSCS by Rachel McDougald. And I like that because of the type of writing it shows. So now I'll show you guys one of the larger pieces that I do. I'll do this one, for example, because I've already signed it all. But, so as you guys can see here in the corner, I went ahead and I signed it, and there's 2018 there. And I do that on mostly my larger pieces. I don't really worry about it. On my smaller ones, I usually write it on the back. But this is the back here. This name is Petals. So as you guys can see here, I wrote summer of 2018, so I know that that's what I do. And then I wrote Rachel's Creations, and I wrote it out the full way, so people know that's what it stands for. And then here I have title, Petals, and I have by Rachel McDougald. So that's normally what I put on the back of my canvas. I like to put something on here because you can't really take that away. And if you cover it up, somebody could tell. So that's good. That's what I do on most of my larger pieces. Okay, so it is now, I'll check, 3:35. I think last time I updated you guys, actually, to be honest, I don't even remember. It feels like it's been forever. I definitely spent about the past hour naming paintings. I have a notebook I keep for every festival that I do. So I'm really feeling it right now. Like, I feel really tired, but I still have a ton to do. But this is what I have so far. If I count it right, I have around 60 71 paintings on canvas, and I have about 78 prints or paintings on paper, which is really good. I didn't think I had that much. And then I had to go through and make sure I had names for 44 of them. Yeah, 44 of them. And I thought I had named a lot more than I had to name right now, but apparently I didn't. A lot of the time, I feel like names come to me all of a sudden because of some relation my brain decided to make with the painting, which most of the time doesn't really make sense, but I think that's what makes it different. But I just had to go through and name a lot more. I don't know if I forgot what I had named them, or I don't know. So that took a really long time, and I just feel tired because I was just like searching for different things, something different, something that my brain could be like, oh yeah, name it that. That makes sense. So yeah, I just feel kind of tired right now. I might take a break, but I have to go through now and sign all of them and put the names on the back. So that's going to take another little bit. And I actually forgot that which I added to my list, I had to, where is that, by the way? I don't know where I put the to-do list, which is kind of a problem because I know without it I'll lose my train of thought. I'm sure it's somewhere in this pile of painting, and I might take a break after, get some more food, and just chill and kind of give my brain a rest. But I don't know where I put that to-do list. Alright, so it's now 4:30, so it's been another hour. I've signed most of the paintings. I still have about 15 or so left, but that's not bad. But when I say paintings, I mean the ones I've only done on canvas. So I still have about 78 prints and paintings on paper that I still have to sign. But that shouldn't take me too long. I still have to like cut and shape them right and put them in like their protective plastic thing. So I can do that while like watching a show or something, which I'll probably do later. But I do have to run out now and go get change and more tape and probably a few other things just to make sure I have everything so I can update you guys when I get back. Yeah. So I'll update you guys when I get back. Alright guys, it's a little past 8. I've been home for a while. I've just been doing other stuff, but I have everything to go. I'm going to go spend some time with my family because I've been doing stuff all day, and I'll finish signing a few prints and packing them away. But in the morning, I will update you guys on everything, what I did, what I'll be wearing to the event, and of course me packing my stuff. I might do that tonight, I'm not sure, but I'll show you guys me packing and of course the actual event. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning guys. It is currently around 7:30. I decided to wait to go because I don't know, I had a weird sleep, so I'm just gonna wait. So I'll probably be rushing, but whatever. But I'm wearing this, I told you guys I'd show you what I'm wearing. Sorry about the mess, but I'm wearing this orange off the shoulder like ruffled top. This like really simple necklace, as you guys can see, and then just some like mom jean things. I was gonna wear white ones, but I figured that could get messy fast, knowing myself, so not gonna do that. But yeah, this is good enough for me. Pretty dressed up, kind of. I might dress it up with a pair of shoes, but yeah, I'm gonna finish getting ready real quick and then start loading stuff in the car. Alright, so I've been packing for like 30 minutes now. I have the larger paintings in here, and this is just an idea of everything that you have to have when you are doing stuff like this. I have a table, I'm getting another one. These things are what I hang my canvases up on. I'll show you guys. This is how I prop some canvases up on the table. Again, I'll show you guys. And then over here, I have just like my smaller canvases in here. I have larger ones in that container. And then again, all the like the bigger ones that can't fit are just sitting around, but I had to prop them up in a way that they wouldn't get bent. Should be leaving in about 20 minutes, but this is pretty much everything so far. I'm gonna be putting like all the little supplies that I hang my canvases up with, bubble wrap and all that stuff. And I'll probably update you guys when I get there. Okay, so far this is what I have. It was a little different than I thought, so I had to work around it, but still setting up a few stuff. Took a long time, but everything is up now. You guys can see.
Yeah, I had a lady buy one at golf club last week.
It's pretty much everything I have right now. So guys, it is Sunday after the event, the day after the event, and it's rainy, it is cold, and I love it. That was random, but, so it's after the event, and it went really well. As you guys can tell, I did not get nearly as much video of it as I wanted to, and that's just because, I mean, I probably would have got most of it in the morning time, but because of like, there was a lot of stuff that happened, but I'll go into all of that in a minute. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the process up to this. I know it was really just me talking, but hopefully that helped anybody who wanted to do it. It's not like, it can seem a lot and stressful in the moment, but I did love being there. I got to meet somebody who followed me on Instagram, which was really, really cool, and then obviously meet some new people and got to talk to them, and that was really, really cool. So you enjoy the event. It's just because you do everything behind the scenes, it can be more stressful than just showing up to one of these events and seeing people and their art. But I hope you guys liked it so far, that it was helpful. Excuse me, sorry about that. And yeah, so let's just get right into the rest of the video. So they wanted everybody set up by 10, but I was next to somebody who's been there for like 3 years, and they said nobody's ever actually set up by 10. The event doesn't start till 12, and I wasn't fully set up until like the event started. Like right at 12 is when I actually finished setting up, and that's because so they block off streets. There's like 3 or 4 streets that they block off, and you have vendors set up along the streets. And then there's sidewalks, and then there's usually a building, so people have, you know, properties that you are on. And for some reason, my tent was like up on the sidewalk. Half of it was on the sidewalk, and the other half was in the street. So I have like the sidewalk is like here. My tent is like halfway on the sidewalk, and the other half is in the street. And I asked them why that was, because everybody else around me, there was, all their stuff was in the street, and they said it's because of traffic flow. They wanted, like, more people to fit in, which, you know, I kind of understood, but it made it harder for me to set up my stuff because half of it was up, on, like, a higher platform, and the other half was lower. So, you know, I was like, okay, whatever, I have to work with it. I never know what I'm going to expect. So, you know, I started setting up my stuff, and I had rented a tent because they want these certain certified tents, which I think it's because of the height and that they all have white tops, so it's all a uniform, to make the event just look better, which I totally understand. So I just rented one because I couldn't find one for a good price at the time. But, so I was used to the tents that I had been using, and I brought these, things that I normally hang my canvases up on. They're actually just, linen closet, like hangers that you see in your closet, but you sit them up and you can zip tie them together, and they actually create a really good stand to hang canvases up on. So I usually do that. And usually they're tall enough for a tent, but of course this particular tent was too tall for mine. So I had to figure that out, and luckily I had a few zip ties left, and I had to zip tie them to the tent, so they were hanging like on the tent, which made it a little harder for me to hang my canvases up on, and it wasn't facing the way I wanted it to. So this setup was a lot different than what I was used to. Literally, I just got here and all these things kept be throwing at me, and I had to like figure it out, which was kind of irritating, but you never know what's going to happen, so just be ready for anything. That is one thing that I did learn from this event for sure. So, you know, I just worked around it. You know, I had my table set up the way it normally is. I had to hang these on the side. I hung some, like, I usually hang them horizontal, so they're hanging in kind of like steps to each other, but one I had hung vertical on the other side, and there was like a little, it's kind of like a little shelf, which I liked that look, so I might do that again. That was a good idea. And then I just hung one of the giant canvases up on the tent, and you know, it ended up working out. But then right as I finished setting up, let's say it was probably a little after 11 because of just all the problems I had. The lady who owned the property didn't want me, because they had put my tent, they didn't have enough sandbags to keep the tent down, so they put my tent in the like dirt, like her bushes, her garden bushes, but it really was just like shrubs and stuff. And she said that she didn't want her stuff to be, or my tent to be in her stuff, because it was going to ruin the stuff, which, you know, I get, it's her property, she does what she wants with it, that's fine. But I literally just finished putting the last thing up when they said this. Like, I was doing a few of the last stuff, so we had to like move all the tables and take everything down so it wouldn't fall. Not all the stuff, I left some of the canvases up because I was just like, I'm not redoing all of that. That's the longest thing that takes me to hang the canvases up. And you guys saw a quick glance of it. So that was like, you know, I was patient, of course, because it's not my property, so I have to do that. But that was kind of annoying because I literally just finished everything. But it was fine. It ended up, you know, moving the stuff. We put the tables back, put all the stuff back on the tables, kind of fixed it to the liking. But it did make me in uniform with everybody else. I wasn't just propped up back on the sidewalk, which is fine. So other than that, the event went really smoothly. The team was really nice. They came around and talked to you. I was by the music, which made it really nice for traffic flow, and listened to other people's music. And as far as like cleanup, they knew what they were doing. They've done this for a long time, so it wasn't any chaos or anything. It was pretty easy and simple, and it was really nice. So I definitely will be doing this event again if I can. Of course, next year I hope to be in school. You know, we'll see what happens. I never know, but I would love to come back just for the weekend to do it, because it, as far as people willing to buy stuff for my prices, it went really well. I know in just certain areas, you just have to get a feel for what people will buy and what they won't. Like, as far as Bowie Fest, that didn't go so well, and it could just be in the area. People weren't willing to buy my prices, but it was good exposure for me. So those kind of places, I might do smaller things that aren't as expensive. I feel like the Hyattsville one was definitely good for medium-sized things to smaller things. People were willing to buy those. A lot of people liked the larger pieces, but of course they weren't planning on spending that much, which is reasonable. But it is kind of an artsy area. The event, not that people were there to buy art. It was kind of more of a thing just for people to come to, you know, find what they like, maybe find stuff useful. But the area is actually kind of artsy, which I did not realize, especially since I live so close to it. I'm in Bowie, that's Hyattsville. It's not that far from each other, but it was really cute, so I'll definitely be going back there just to explore. It was really good talking to other artists and other people and finding out just other opportunities that I could be a part of and join. And yeah, it was just overall really nice. So that place I'd probably do again for sure. And then I have a few more coming up that I will definitely let you guys know of. I have one in December for sure that I'm going to be a part of, and possibly one next month. I have to figure all that out, but I will definitely let you guys know. Yeah, so that's pretty much like how the event went. It was great. I was so tired afterwards, but it was so much fun talking to you guys. I didn't get to walk around as much as I wanted to, simply because I was busy talking to other people and I wanted to be at my booth, but I did get a chance to talk to some other artists who were really sweet and helpful with advice and tips and stuff, who had been doing it for a while, so that was really nice of them. And yeah, so hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, kind of give you a little bit of background about what you would have to do if you wanted to do this kind of thing. But if you ever have any more questions, don't be afraid to comment or just DM me on one of my social medias or email me, and I would love to help you guys out and answer questions. But yeah, this event, I really did like it. I enjoyed it, and yeah, so I'll definitely let you guys know when I have more stuff coming up. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias down below. And again, I'm sorry I didn't get as much video as I wanted of this event. I just got so busy trying to take care of stuff. I ran into a lot more problems than I had thought I would. But there will be one of these events. I will film like the entire thing eventually, so you guys can get an insider of it, or at least my setup. But again, I just had like canvases hanging on one side. I had a table where I propped up some canvases, and then I had some canvases hanging around the tent, and I had a table where I put my prints. So that was pretty much it. It's a place where you can walk in. It's like bordered with art. and you can walk in and just look around. So I'm pretty much standing the whole time because I don't want to sit down. It's kind of better to stand and interact with them. I sit down every once in a while because obviously standing for like 6-8 hours straight is a lot. My feet are just killing me right now because a lot of the jobs I do just involve standing, but I'm used to it, so it's fine. You just kind of have to be prepared for that type of thing, and you most likely won't like eat that much because you're busy talking, and I didn't. I just mostly drank stuff, which is fine. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Like the video if you liked it. Please don't forget to share it, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys on my video on Tuesday. Stay tuned for that little experiment, and then this Thursday we'll have an artist topic, and I'll let you guys know the topic beforehand. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.